one thing that is vitally important when you go to Palermo. This is the area you choose to stay in. It's the neighborhood that makes the difference in your vacation and not the hotel you choose. The lodging is also important, but absolutely secondary to the location. I'm gonna be blunt with you. You pick the wrong area and you are screwed. It's as simple as that. And there are 5 reasons why you will want to choose the area to stay in carefully. Number 1, getting around is really tough. The Sicilian public transportation system sucks, especially at night. The only bus routes reasonably reliable are those from downtown to Old Town and some of the airport connections as well, and that's it. There is no metro, tram is a joke, Uber doesn't exist, and regular taxis are not only expensive but also scammy. In other words, getting around is a nightmare, so if your accommodation is far away from the key areas and you intend to rely on public transportation, good luck with that. Number 2, traffic is heavy and finding a parking spot is torture. Having a car is a blessing, especially if you want to visit Palermo's surroundings, but this doesn't completely solve the problem of getting around the city. In fact, Palermo has heavy traffic. It takes like forever to drive a single mile in the city center, and finding a parking spot is often an impossible mission. Also, the historic center, which is where you are supposed to spend most of your time, is a ZTL zone. This means limited traffic zone area, which you need to buy a daily pass to drive inside. Number 3, some areas have poorly lit streets. Palermo has many streets that are not well lit at night, especially the old alleys in the historic center. Now, while you are not gonna meet Jack the Ripper or a mafioso lurking there, these dark streets certainly do not make you feel safe, especially if you walk alone or you are a bit anxious. So the last thing that you will want is an area where you need to walk down dark streets at night to go back to your lodging. Number 4, many streets are dirty. Unfortunately, a good 20% of the Sicilian population are without any education, culture, and civic sense. Some of them act like wild animals who litter the streets, and it's impossible to train them not to do so. And for some reason, the same thing goes for the garbage collection service, which is shamefully managed. The result, many streets, especially those out of the city center and key areas, are very dirty, and I'm sure that you don't want to walk between trash to get to your accommodation. Let's wrap it up with the most important point to keep in mind. Number 5, Palermo must be seen on foot. Palermo is a city that must be explored on foot to get the most out of it, and not through a vehicle's window. Spectacular antique facades, picturesque old-century alleys, alluring pastry displays, ear-splitting street food vendors' cries, horse-drawn carriage noise, the buzz of Vespas, the tempting smell from the bakeries, the ever-present aroma of coffee. To appreciate all of this, you need to walk. So make sure to stay in an area that allows you to walk as much as you can. That's about it. In the description box you can find a link to a page where I list the best areas and accommodations to stay. Also, if you want to experience the city guided by the tips that only we Sicilians can provide, check out my guide, The Sicilian Way. This is it. Ciao.